Greg, you're a fucking piece of shit. Ding dong YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm the Jobless Coder, and today I want to try and answer the question, is Onision really mentally ill? Now, full disclosure, I am not a licensed medical doctor or professional. I am not a licensed counselor or therapist either. But I think that I have a unique perspective to offer on the situation, having suffered a variety of mental illnesses myself throughout my own life, and having been churned in and out of the failing social services system practically since I was born. Now, if you're unfamiliar with who Onision is, he is a famous YouTuber who has 1.5 million followers, and used to produce content like this. I'm a banana, and this.
This is the spider song, zoom in, zoom out.
And this.
I am not proud of what I have done today, but I did it to protect my family.
And I personally used to be a fan of him and subscribed to his channel. I did actually think that his content he made centered around certain aspects of religion and atheism was actually very well done.
Why do atheists attack Christianity over all the other religions like Wiccanism and Buddhism? Why do we care so much about Christianity?
The arguments and debate-style videos that he would make about atheism and religion were, I think, very well formulated. But that doesn't excuse him from using the power he gained from his channel to prey on underage girls. And as a result of the crimes he has committed, he has attracted the attention of legendary predator hunter Chris Hansen.
Okay, and what do we know his name at all?
It's Chris Hansen.
Okay.
If you've been following the news about his channel recently, you'll know that Chris Hansen actually showed up to Greg Jackson's house asking for an interview. And an interview with Chris Hansen typically means that you're going to be arrested. And this is something Onision knows. He's going to prison. Back in November, Patreon removed his account that had about 600 subscribers. This was because he violated their terms of service around doxing people by putting both a picture and a phone number of an underage girl in one of his thumbnails. And for this reason, he got banned from Patreon, and has since been banned from Twitch. Following this, he released a video on his channel called Wow.
Wow! Wow. So you guys are so into yourselves,
where he freaks out and has a mental breakdown over the situation. All the videos he has since put on his channel have been depicting him having fake mental breakdowns and acting as though he has a mental illness.
I have a mental disorder!
My first assessment of Greg is that he is severely mentally ill, but it is not the illnesses he is claiming to have in his overdramatic rants. In one video, he claims to have schizophrenia.
And I wanted to apologize to you guys for being so irrational and maybe a little schizo.
Okay, Greg, if you actually had schizophrenia, you would not be using the term schizo to describe yourself. I actually know somebody who does have schizophrenia and suffers severely from it. And the family as a result also suffers. And both this person and their family keep the topic of schizophrenia very hush-hush, very taboo. And they would absolutely never describe him as being schizo. Now, I can adequately say that having a mental illness does not necessarily mean that you're suffering 24/7 from it. It has its ups and its downs. And I'm not here to say that somebody who does suffer a mental illness isn't suffering from it their entire life, or every single minute of their day. But for the majority, you do have aspects where you feel pretty normal. And you have other times where you don't. I'm also not here to say go get mental help, Greg, as so many other YouTubers will tell you, or other people in society will say if they know that you're mentally ill. Because having been through the mental services myself, and having them failed me, I don't think it necessarily does help. The social services of this country have failed you. And they failed me. And while I've gone on rants myself and said some rather questionable things on my own channel, even this, because this is my professional, and I am being professional here, this is my professional opinion, is still somehow tamer than this.
Get my picture back! I want my picture back! And I want it!
I also don't believe that Greg has ever made an adequate attempt to seek out help for his mental health. It's clear to most people he's just acting. And he actually talks about having a therapist.
I talked to my therapist, and he asked me to ask all of you, in a civil, calm way, to delete all your videos about me.
Listen, buddy, there's absolutely no way that a real therapist, a licensed, genuine therapist, would even tell you to say that. No way at all. And look, taking the aspects of the criminal behavior that you have conducted and setting that aside just for a second, just set that aside for a sec, and look at your life as a whole. First of all, you're pretty fucking stupid to build a source of income that relies entirely on 13-year-olds giving you their allowance. You should have, and I'm willing to bet that he might have, other sources of income. But in the event that Patreon was your only source of income, I know just what that feels like to have your entire source of income ripped out from under you, and now you wonder how you're going to pay your bills and cover food. And there's absolutely no way this doesn't genuinely hurt for him right now. He is legitimately terrified, both of going to prison and of having no source of income. And when you're desperate, you do some pretty stupid things. Desperation creates stupidity, but it does not excuse it. What are you going to do? And if he hadn't conducted these criminal activities, if he had just simply been banned from Patreon for doxing someone, I would feel more inclined to say he may have a justifiable reason to be upset. Because he legitimately cannot get a, quote, normal job anymore. And I know in one video he talks about, or he acts as though he's going to go apply at McDonald's.
As you can see, it's McDonald's. I'm going to be working at McDonald's. I hope to get a supervisor position.
We all know that that was fake, and that was totally a skit. I do not think that he even bothered to try. But even if he did, he probably wouldn't get the job at McDonald's. Because all they'd have to do was look him up online and find a single one of his videos that was rather controversial, and that would constitute not hiring him. And I don't really agree with that, because people should have an opportunity to fix their life and to become a better person. And this is solely speaking, I want to make this clear, this is solely speaking somebody who is not a proven criminal. But I can guarantee you that if he wasn't a criminal and he wasn't going to prison, that he still probably wouldn't get a job, even at Walmart, even at McDonald's. And I don't think that's right. But I'm sorry, buddy. Greg, the only thing left now, you're going to prison, man. And the truth is, he doesn't really seem to give a shit the damage he's causing in people's lives. To anybody. To underage girls, to mentally ill people, to homeless people.
I'm sleeping outside in a box now.
As you can see, I'm staying in a tent now.
Well, look at this. Now he's having seizures, too. It's very clear to me that Greg has absolutely zero regard for other human beings. And the reality is that he is causing more damage than he possibly could do right now by creating stigmas about these topics. Stigmas about the mentally ill. Stigmas about homeless people. Stigmas about people who have seizures. Greg, you're a fucking piece of shit. Because now society is going to broad brush paint the situation and people who suffer from mental illness as looking like this. And then those people who are genuinely suffering, whose entire family has been destroyed because of this, who can't keep a job because of their mental illness, people who have schizophrenia, people who have bipolar disorder, people who have OCD, wonder why they can't tell their friends, and why they can't tell their family about their mental illness. Because the first thing people think about when they hear you have got a mental illness is shit like this.
Do you like kombucha? I love kombucha! Woo, 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 woo.
And then those of us who actually do suffer mental illness are cast out into the streets because of people like you. There's been a lot of people talking about the damage that Greg Onision has caused to people like underage girls. I'm not here to lessen that. I'm not here to say that that's not important. But I also think that we need to have a serious discussion about the damage that is being caused by the stigmas he's creating about the mentally ill and the blatant abuse of the system. A lot of people have pointed this out, and I agree myself, that the only logical reason for him doing these videos is that when he is eventually pulled into court and has his court date set for his criminal trial, he's going to claim insanity. And he's going to point to these videos to prove it. I'm sorry, these videos don't prove anything other than you having zero sensitivity. And assuming he does claim that these videos are proof that he's gone insane, you've now put a strain on the social services for other people who need it more than you. Greg Onision likes to put on this Joker-esque facade to make the viewer believe that he has legitimately gone insane. But I think he's smarter than that, and I think he understands that he can abuse the system at his own will by doing so. And it's not right, because it puts a strain on the social services for other people who genuinely need it. They can't get the help that they need. And they can't be open and honest about their illnesses because they're legitimately terrified that everybody is going to think they're a crazy psychopath like you. I've lost too many brain cells on this already. I'm sorry, I can't do anymore. This is the end of the video. Let me know in the comments what you think of the situation. If you think that Greg is actually causing serious damage to the social services because of what he's doing. And whether or not you think he will actually claim insanity during his court trial. Other than that, thanks for watching the video. Have a wonderful rest of the day.